How you doing? What's up? This is your boy Kel, aka Gabriel Pros. Okay, there's lot going on in the media today. I'm going to share with you some things that are going on in the media. One, I'm going to also share with you some things that are going on in the Word. Okay, and some things that people don't want to talk about. I want to first start off with the Barack Obama saying that basically now he is Trayvon Martin. Okay. Um, that's frustrating me. That's a card he should have never pulled. Okay. Um, Saying that you are Trayvon Martin now, man. It was a stretch when you said that Trayvon Martin could be your son, because I can relate to that. I have kids and I have been in this situation. But I'm going to give one side and then I'm going to go to the other side. On one side, I agree with everything he's saying. Okay, he's saying he has had incidents when he's been in an elevator and people clenching their purses, and it's the truth. Whether you want to believe it or not, a lot of people think that we live in this free patriotic world that you can go places and never happen and nothing ever happens and nobody's a racist because we've been liberated by the founding fathers. And man, please, I don't want to hear about founding fathers and all that other stuff, okay? Because if you go back and do your history, founding fathers, they all owned slaves. When they wrote the Constitution was never written for the black man. Okay, I'm not trying to throw a race card, but I'm just being a historian and being serious. Okay, they didn't believe that when they were writing the Constitution, they wasn't talking about us. We weren't even considered as people. So all those rights in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution and all that other stuff, we weren't considered as people. So stop it with the founding fathers stuff, man. And if you go back and do some research on the founding fathers, a lot of those founding fathers were into some crazy witchcrafty type stuff. Okay, enough on that. Back to Barack Obama. Okay, this is the deal. Barack Obama gets on TV and he says, "Hey, you know," he drops the bombshell by saying that I am, or I could have been Trayvon. We all could have been. But I go back to the point that I made before. Trayvon Martin death did not happen when he got into a confrontation with the idiot George Zimmerman in the apartments. Trayvon Martin's situation started when his father left his home. You can tune into MSNBC, you can tune in to Fox Network, you can tune in to any of these news channels, and neither one of them, whether it be Democratic or Republican, are going to say anything about the fact of the father not being in the home. So what does that mean? Okay? What does that mean? Here's the aha moment. Okay? Every single one of the news broadcasting systems, whether it be left or right or independent, all work together. Okay? Listen to me. They all in it together. Wake up. Okay? You want to know your proof? Go to MSNBC. Listen to their rant about Trayvon Martin. Go to CNN. Go to Fox. Okay? Stock market ain't even worried about it. They on a whole nother level. That's a whole nother broadcast. Okay? The big punch in the face, go to the independents. Okay? Look at what they talking about. Yeah, it's a punch in the face. Look at what they're talking about. They are not talking about the father leaving the home. The only person that's talking about that is Elder. Mr. Elder, but Mr. Elder goes too far. He goes too far. Okay? So listen what's up. When Barack Obama says, I could have been Trayvon Martin, he should have finished that statement up because my father was not in my home. And I could have ended up roaming the streets too with a lack of discipline. Not to judge Martin's parents, Trayvon Martin's parents, because the tragedy is senseless. Still, I agree. But no one's talking about this. The destruction of the American home, the American family system, is going 100 to nothing right now. Okay, they destroying the true biblical functionable family day after day after day. There will be a lack of mom and dad. I'm not saying Phil and Steve or Barbara and Jane. I'm talking about mom, dad, children. They will become extinct in this new world. Okay? It's biblical. If you go and you read in Leviticus about the gifts and the curse, okay, we are moving into the curses because we have flipped God's word on its head. You can't sustain it. It can't sustain itself. Okay? We are divided against ourselves. And in the Bible talks about if you have somebody, if you divided against yourself, whether you be a nation or a person, in your person, if you divided against yourself, you will be destroyed. It's gonna happen. And those of you that are out there, you're not preparing for this. You just thinking, oh, I'm just going to sit back. The Lord's going to take care of me. No, the Lord works in deed. He doesn't work in just supernatural, natural. He does work in the supernatural, but he also needs you to work in deed, because you working in deed is practicing your faith. If you just sitting back at home, worried about your bills, worried about your lights, worried about your water, go look at when Moses, we had a brain freeze. When Moses fled from Egypt, okay, they were walking around in the wilderness for years upon years with no clothes and no shoes. They came out with the original clothes and shoes, which, if you read the word and read into the word, it says, their clothes and their shoes grew with them, okay? Basically mean, in a nutshell, God sustained them. He took care of them in the wilderness, okay? But he would have never took care of them in the wilderness if they would have just sat there in one spot and never moved. It didn't ever say that they just sat in the wilderness and didn't move. They were just in the middle. They were in the wilderness. They were traveling through the wilderness. That means they were going through. Okay? So those of you that are sitting there thinking, well, I'm just going to sit here and wait to be raptured, you a fool. Because there will be no pre-tribulation raptures. There will only be post-tribulation raptures, which means you sat by and watched this world get flipped on his Leviticus head and did nothing. Because you scared to speak out. And the one person in the history who tried to speak out against slavery, he understood that this system was all working together, whether it be black, white, whatever it is, the Spanish, whatever. They was all working together. This was a plan. It was a plan. From the beginning. With the blacks, with the Jews, it was all a plan. It was a plan to see how they could destroy us internally and spiritually, mix up our history, change our word. It's a plan. Stop falling victim to this plan. Stop getting all wrapped up in the fact that the president of the United States comes on TV and he says that he could have been Tryvon Martin. You starting a race war, dude. Stop it. Stop it. It's a plan to start a race war, because if we all divided, it's biblical. If the whites are divided against the blacks against the Hispanics against the Italians against the Cuban, Russia against America, America against China. If we all divided, this world will fall. And everybody knows what happens when this world falls. It's going to be time for somebody to come out from under that rock and show his face. The Antichrist is here. Plain and simple. It's up to you to find him. And it ain't no doggone Barack Obama. I'm tired of hearing that crap. It's bigger than him. Man, I'm telling you, this heats me up. It sets my head on fire. Because you sitting there. You got the word. You got the word sitting there at your disposal. You don't even use the word. You don't even look in the word. But yeah, you sitting here. And God told you to be like the ants and prepare. Ants never stop working. They always working to prepare. What in the heck are we doing, America? What are you doing? Turn on the light in your brain. Wake up. You all walking around here asleep. My head is on fire right now because it's frustrating to sit here and watch these people just die. Yeah, you might make it to heaven, but what if you go early and you leave your kids here unprepared, or your family here unprepared, and they wasn't ready? That blood is on your hands. Wake up. Don't get caught up in this race war. We are trillions upon trillions of dollars in debt right now. Have you noticed the bill collectors have been calling more and more and more? Have you noticed that you get a water bill and electric bill twice in a month now, not once? You pay your bill, in a week they send you another bill. So you getting 2 bills a month. In the Bible it says, a man who will tax his people to the point of no return. You taxing your people to the point of your return. He lacks understanding. He lacks understanding. It's in the word. So anybody here taxing us to the point of no return, they have no understanding. It's biblical. It's a setup. Get in your word. Oh my God, y'all. Y'all gotta wake up, man. Y'all gotta wake up. Or we just not gonna make it, dude. We're not gonna make it. If you don't wake up, we ain't gonna make it. We're not gonna make it, man. We're not gonna make it. It's sad. I don't know. I'm telling you, the economy is about to collapse. You can't just keep pumping money into the system with no backing. It's going to collapse. People are predicting that it's going to collapse in August, sometime in August. Well, if you get in your word, I got to read in my journal. See, this is the thing. You got to get in your word, and when God talks to you, you have to put it in the journal. You know what the Bible is? The Bible is a big journal of people who got into God's word. You put it in a journal. I got to read in my journal because I wrote it in here because it said something about the end. When this happens, it was talking about, because God talked to me about it, it was talking about it being cold. Basically, my interpretation was talking about it being in the fall. August is right before the fall. I'm not saying that I'm not trying to be some psychic ability. I don't believe it. Well, that's another video. But I'm not trying to say that's when it's going to happen prophetically. I'm trying to say through my studying, that's when it could happen. I don't know. But are you ready? Because I'm telling you, if crap hits the fan, if we have WRL, world without rule of law, okay? We have world without rule of law, or if crap hits the fan, for you preppers to know what I'm talking about, you people that are like, man, you're just a fearmonger. I'm not a fearmonger. I'm telling you what's in the word because it's happened time after time after time after time. What do you think when we talk about these wars that happen in the Bible, or somebody goes and conquers a land in the Bible? What do you think happens to the people? Seriously? Let me ask you this. And I had this in my last video. You go to the grocery store and all of a sudden we have what's called a banking holiday. That means the bank opens. Well, the bank, you wake up Monday morning because the bank closes on the weekend. You wake up Monday morning, you go to the grocery store, you go to the gas station, you try to use your card and it says decline. You call customer service, they say it's busy though, because everybody calling. You go to the bank and the bank workers are sitting there looking at you through the glass and the bank should be open. None of the lanes are open. The ATM machine is shut off. You put your card in, it won't give you your card back. Okay? That's called a bank holiday. This is what's going to happen when the economy crashes. Now, check this out. If you don't have any money on you, what do you think is going to happen in about 48 hours after everybody realizes that they can't get any money? You can't use your food stamp card. What do you think is going to happen? You think everybody just going to go home and start praying? Hi. Only us that know the word will be, but we won't be praying out of fear. We'll be praying because we were prepared. What do you have in your home to eat? How can you feed your family? What they gonna eat? Do you have seeds to grow? Do you know how to make a greenhouse in the fall? You better wake up, people, because when the crap hits the fan, what side are you gonna be on? Are you gonna be the people that's gonna sit there and die? Or are you gonna survive? Ask yourself that. I'm Gabriel Proser, and I used to say I'm a slave trying to save other slaves. I'm a former slave trying to save other slaves. Today is the marking of a new day. We're on the brink of something that we can't turn back from. Don't get caught up in weary and well-doing, but trust God in all his ways, stay in his word, and pray that you hear his voice when the tribulation horses come. I'm out. Don't fall asleep. Wake up, America.